Welcome to the Painting Coach, and today I am very excited to be showing you how to paint Edmark Valoran, the Manticore Knight from the brand new Warhammer Quest Dark Water. A huge thank you to Games Workshop for sending me this box out early. I cannot wait to dive into my first Warhammer Quest. Let's get painting. So firstly, I have primed the model using Chaos Black Spray, and I want to paint all of the silver metallics first. So the colour I'm going to use for this is Dark Aluminium from Vallejo Metal Colour. Now, if you haven't got this, you can use something like Lead Belcher. That's absolutely fine. What I'm looking to do is get a nice, even, smooth coat and some good coverage. So I'm focusing on all the silver metallics like the armour and the axe head. To shade all of that, I'm going to take a little bit of Nuln Oil and I'm going to paint it over exactly the same places I've just painted silver. Now, I don't want to put this on too heavily. I don't want it to settle heavily in the recesses or pool. So just keep an eye on it as it dries to make sure it stays exactly where you want it. Now, my Nuln Oil ended up a little bit messy, so I did just want to go in and tidy up some areas just to make sure that that armour really stood out. I went back to Dark Aluminium for this and just tidied up some of those areas, particularly looking at some of the recesses. To highlight the armour, I took some chrome from Vallejo Model Air. Now, if you haven't got this, Runefang steel is absolutely fine. And generally what I'm looking to do here is paint big chunks of armour that are facing upwards. They're going to catch the most light where there's lots of reflection. And in those areas that are in the recesses, I'm just looking to edge highlight by dragging my brush across the edges. And this is particularly prominent along the edges of the axe head. Next up, we'll paint all of the gold, and the colour I'm using for this is Dragon's Gold from Two Thin Coats. If you haven't got Dragon's Gold, then Retributor Armour from Citadel is absolutely fine as they're almost identical. Now, there's quite a lot of gold on the model, such as that fantastic Manticore headrest, the shield, and obviously the axe. And there's also a little bits of detail around the back on his sword as well. So just make sure you get them all done and make sure you've got a nice, smooth coverage. You might need to use two coats of this. We don't want it to be lumpy. Shading all of the gold is really easy and straightforward. We're just going to take some Reikland Fleshshade and paint this over all of the areas you've already painted. Now, we don't want this to be too heavy. We don't want it to pool too heavily in recesses because it'll be quite ugly and quite hard to clean up. So again, just keep an eye on it as it dries. And if it does start to pool heavily, wick it away before it has a chance to go off. To highlight the gold, I'm going to use Glistening Gold from Two Thin Coats. If you haven't got this, Liberator Gold from Citadel is absolutely fine. Generally, what I'm looking to do here is drag it across the sharp edges of the model. Where I've got a prominent area facing upwards, I'm going to paint the majority of it, leaving the darker colours in the recesses. Just take your time with this, add a little bit on, and you can always go back and add more later on. This is really going to help the model start to be really bright and really stand out. Next up, I'm going to paint the underside or the inside of the cloak using some Zandri Dust. Now, there's not a huge amount of this on display, but it is an element you will need to paint. And don't forget to paint the inside either. And this is just a case of popping it in there, letting it dry, and adding those two coats to get a nice even coverage. There's not much to highlight, but I think having a little bit of differentiation in there does help a little bit. So a little bit of Ushabti Bone to highlight some of the prominent areas. And then just to feather it in, take some of that Zandri Dust from the last step while it's still wet and just paint over the edge of those paints where they meet, and you should get a nice blend. Next up, we'll paint the black elements. Now, there are two different types of black on this model. We've got material black and we've got hard black. So we've got the shield, we've got the haft of the axe. That's kind of like the hard black. And then we've also got the undersuit, which will be kind of the soft material black. I'm using AK black for this. Use whatever black you've got. Firstly, we'll highlight the harder black surfaces, and the colour I'm using for this is Eshin Grey. Now, where I can on the haft of the axe, I'm just going to drag the brush along, and that gives me a really nice crisp highlight. For the shield detailing, I'm just going to very carefully add this, make sure I don't paint it over any of the gold. And I'm just going to kind of highlight inside the trim areas of the shield. Finally, I'll take some Dawnstone, and again, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to drag this across the sharp edges to get a nice crisp highlight. When it comes to the shield, I'm going to very carefully paint it inside the Eshin Grey, trying to keep a nice tight line, but don't worry if you do go a little bit wrong, you can always tidy it up with the previous colours. For the undersuit, I will quickly highlight those raised areas using some Dark Reaper. And then I'll take some Thunderhawk Blue and paint this inside the Dark Reaper to get a really nice crisp highlight. Next up, we're going to paint all of the red elements. So we've got that very nice billowing cloak, and we also have the underskirt as well. So I'm going to use Mephiston Red for all of this. Now, it did take me 3 coats of this in some places. In other places, it was just 2. But just take your time here, particularly around those elements that you've already finished. You don't want to mess it up. Once that's completely dry, I'm then going to take some Khorne Red and thin it down with some water. I'm going to paint this into all of the recesses. And what this is going to give me as it dries is a really nice shadow area. Now, I'm not using a wash because I think when you use them on cloaks, they do look a little bit messy. And that's why I'm trying to promote using a darker color to the base. And this Khorne Red works absolutely fine. So I'm just painting it into all the recesses. And when it dries, it gives me a really nice effect. For the first highlight, I'm going to take a 50-50 mix of Mephiston Red and Evil Sunz Scarlet. I'm going to paint this over all the raised areas of the cloak, leaving the darker colours in the recesses. Now, the reason I've gone for a 50-50 mix is that it's going to give me a much smoother transition to the brighter red and then orangey accents that we'll use to do the final highlight. Focusing on the larger areas of the cloak with this, but I'm also painting it inside the existing Mephiston Red, and that's just going to help accentuate how this is folding over the model. Next up, I'll take some pure Evil Sunz Scarlet, and I'm looking to paint this inside that first highlight step. Generally, I've got a good tip on my brush. Where I can, I'm going to drag the brush across the shape of the model. This is easier across the front as opposed to some of the back. But you can really start to see the volume of the cloak building up here and those highlights stretching over the shoulder guard and the armour underneath. To push those highlights just a little bit more, I'm just going to take a little bit of Wild Rider Red and again paint this inside the Evil Sunz Scarlet from the previous step, but I'm using this very sparingly because I don't want to use too much. If I do, it's going to push the colour to orange and won't look so red. Lastly, I'm just going to take a little bit of Fire Dragon Bright and I'm going to use this on the absolute sharpest folds of the cloak. Again, it's just going to really help accentuate some of those areas and help them really stand out. Moving on to all the leather areas, there's quite a lot around the back and there's also that protective part of the underskirt as well. I'm going to use some Dryad Bark for this. Now, take your time, particularly around those areas you've already finished, and use this to paint any leather straps as well. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to base the trailing, I guess it's going to be like paper, kind of purity seal type thing coming from the helmet as well. I wasn't really happy with the depth, so I took some Nuln Oil and painted this over all the leather areas as well, apart from that paper trail. Now, it's really important you're very careful around that red underskirt because we don't want to stain that at this point. Once that was completely dry, I then took some Gorthor Brown and very carefully highlighted all the brown elements. Now, in some areas, it was possible to drag my brush along the sharp edges and get that nice crisp highlight. In other areas, it was a little bit more difficult. Now, I can see here the fantastic point I've got on my brush. I'm using my Artist Opus CS brushes for this. And if you want to get your own Artist Opus brushes, use the link in the description. You can get up to 5% off using my code TPC. It's a fantastic way to support the channel because I get a small kickback, but there's no additional cost to you. Now, I also used that Gorthor Brown to base the paper again, but to get that finished, I took some Rakarth Flesh and painted this all over that area. Now, because I've got the light brown on there to start with, this covers pretty much in one coat, although Rakarth Flesh can be temperamental, so if you need to use 2, that's fine. I then took a little bit of Agrax Earthshade and shaded this across all of that paper. Now, it's really important that you don't put this on too thickly. It's really important that you don't let it sit too heavily in some of those recesses because that can really turn the colour and it's not ideal in terms of what we're trying to achieve. Once that was completely dry, I took some more Rakarth Flesh and started to highlight back up across this paperwork, highlighting pretty much the majority of it, only leaving the darker colours in the absolute recesses. To finish up, I took some Pallid Wych Flesh and just dragged my brush across all the sharp edges of the paper. This is a nice simple step. It's a nice easy highlight. I would say start off by adding a little. You can always go in and add more if you need to later on. And of course, if you make any mistakes, you can always go back in with the undercolor just to fix them. Like I said, a nice, easy, straightforward technique. The last thing I'm going to do is the hardest part. It's those eyes or just the eye areas. So what I'm doing is taking some Cadian Fleshtone and painting this inside the eye slits for the helmet. Now, don't worry if you get this across the silver parts of the helmet. You can fix that using some chrome later on. Just make sure you've got a nice even coverage. To finish up, I painted some Reikland Fleshshade in there. Now, when that's dry, you can try and paint the eyes. I did. It was very difficult. but otherwise it's okay to just leave them with that skin color, and don't forget to tidy up. And there we have it. Edmark Valoran is done and ready for the tabletop. I really enjoyed painting the Manticore Knight. I think it's turned out fantastically well. I'm really happy with how the red on the cloak has come out. Let me know down in the comments which tutorial you'd like to see next, and I'll get that on the go. In the meantime, check out my unboxing here. A huge thank you to all my patrons who make this channel possible. I'm trying my best to get to 1,000 patrons, so if you want to help, check the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.